You see, that's one of the videos where it sounds like a helicopter slash drone, and the way that the lights are blinking. It blinks like a drone's lights. I mean, drone lights don't blink like regular aircraft lights that are regulated for to fly in the sky. They don't blink like that. But for it to be a drone, it doesn't. They don't have to blink the way that a airplane's light to blink. As long as the lights are visible, they can blink and strobe the way they want to strobe. Because I have a drone for doing videos. What's up, family? Welcome to the channel. You know, the government been talking about these UFOs or UAPs a whole lot lately. And they've been saying that they don't even know what they are. But there are videos saying that these objects that have been sighted, especially over New Jersey, sound like drones. So is the government hiding something from us or trying to distract us? I don't know, man. But with all the stuff that the government has done these last 3.5 years, I don't know if I can trust them. But let's get into these videos.
The Director of National Intelligence just a few days ago released a new report on 144 sightings of what they call unidentified aerial phenomena. Virtually all of them remain unexplained. Whatever these are, they appear to not only be technology that the United States does not have, but technology that we cannot even explain. I know a lot of people joke about this, but you're a national security hawk. How concerned are you about these objects, and where do you think they come from?
Well, I don't believe they're coming from foreign adversaries. If they were, why, that would suggest that they have a technology which is in a whole different sphere than anything we understand. And frankly, China and Russia just aren't there. And either are we, by the way. So I'm not worried about it from a national security standpoint. If for some reason these came from another system, if you will, another alien society, which I frankly would find hard to believe, but I guess all things are possible, that would be fascinating. Interesting. I know there are, they say, trillions of galaxies out there, so who knows what might have developed somewhere else. But that would make me more fascinated, not fearful. And I guess I also think that we have a lot more significant challenges ahead of us right here and now than worrying about those things. The emergence of China as the dominant player in the world, that gives me concern. The warming of our planet, that gives me concern. The amount of debt we're taking out as a nation, that gives me a concern. So I'd focus on those things and infrastructure before I'd give a lot of attention to unidentified flying objects.
See, that's the main thing that I've been speaking, man, since day one about these UFOs or UAPs, because we got bigger problems, okay? And second of all, I always use this analogy. So we have flight ordinances, right, in this country, all over the world, that are pretty much similar. And I know that one flight ordinance is that whatever aircraft that's flying in these night skies, they gotta have lights. So you mean to tell me that aliens are all of a sudden following this planet's flight ordinances? It don't make sense. That don't make sense. Like, why would they need to do that? I believe that if they were in our night skies, we wouldn't be able to see them. They don't need lights to travel. If they are an advanced civilization or an advanced species, they don't need light to travel. I mean, think about it. They're traveling through space to get here, right? Light years through space to get here, which means that if you're in space, there is no ether for you to even shine your light. You wouldn't even see it. It wouldn't even reflect off of anything. It wouldn't reflect off a planet because the planet is too huge. The only thing that can reflect off of that is the sun. I mean, it just don't make sense. When you know what you know, it don't make sense.
There's been some new reporting around the 2023 drone incursion over Langley Air Force Base. Does the DoD have an idea of what objects it might have been?
Thanks so much for the question. So specifically, Langley Air Force Base did experience incursions of unauthorized unmanned aerial systems last year in December 2023. The number of those UAS incursions did fluctuate on any given day, but they didn't appear to exhibit any hostile intent. It's something that we, have kept our eye on, but don't have more to provide on that.
So why couldn't the Air Force shoot down these drones if they were coming towards the base, over the base, if they were surveilling, which it proof that when one went down on January 5th, it was found to have video surveilling a sensitive base. Why couldn't they shoot them down? The Air Force can shoot down Cessnas if they get close to
That's because these aircrafts are that of the government. They're making them, they're putting them up there because why in the hell all these aircrafts got lights? They want you to see them. They need you to see them. They need these aircrafts to have these lights so they can report to the airplanes that they're going to put these aircrafts in the air. I mean, it's just as simple as that, man.
sensitive facilities in Washington, New York.
So the commander, or any commander of any base, has the authority necessary to protect forces, to protect facilities, infrastructure, and capability there. So I'm not aware that they did not have any authority to shoot it down or to shoot anything down. I do know that with all of these incursions, given that it's, you know, on U.S. soil, there is another level of coordination within the interagency that needs to take place. But the commander absolutely had his or her authorities to engage any systems that are a threat to the base.
And wouldn't surveillance or intelligence gathering be a threat to the base?
Yeah, again, Jen, this is something that, you know, I know the department continues to analyze. I don't have any information, or I can't confirm what you're saying. All I can tell you is that, you know, the Air Force Base did experience a number of incursions, and that, you know, we have been looking into it. And if I have more to share, I certainly will.
We are seeing these objects blinking with white lights, not in the strobe pattern that one would expect due to FAA regulations, but patterns that don't seem to meet anything that I'm aware of. Additionally, the objects apparently have been lit up, the large number of them, while they're operating over the base itself. So it did not appear, at least from the information I've received, that these objects were trying to conceal their location or their presence.
And that right there is fishy. Why wouldn't they try to conceal it if they didn't want us to know? And if they want us to know and they wanted to cause harm, like I said in the last video, they would have been done it a long time ago. And that was a great question that lady asked in that meeting, because if they're drones, spy drones at that, coming from other countries, why didn't they shoot them down? So you mean to tell me our military just letting them fly all willy-nilly and random all in our skies, putting us in harm's way? Something don't sound right there. Because, I mean, if that's the case, then the military looking real weak. Real weak.
Do you have a relationship with Trump ever? Because, you know, Trump loved the hip-hop community at one point. Hip-hop loved him.
He would pop up at events. We respected him as a shrewd businessman. He definitely embodied the hip-hop spirit. But God had different plans for him. God wanted to use him in this moment for change. Mm-hmm. He wanted to use Trump to expose the level of racism that's been hidden.
To hear Diddy say that, really weird, to be honest. I don't even know what to say about it.
This is crazy. My God, look at it. That's not a plane. That is wild. That's going way too fast. That's not. What's with my camera? I had to go run in and get my camera. Nobody was gonna believe me. What's with my camera? Look at this thing. Is he? Jesus Christ. This is crazy.
Now that is moving way too fast to be just a plane or a helicopter. It could very well be a drone, though. Very well be a drone. But to say that it's a alien UFO or something, nah, I don't think that's what it is. You see, that's one of the videos where it sounds like a helicopter slash drone, and the way that the lights are blinking. It blinks like a drone's lights. I mean, drone lights don't blink like regular aircraft lights that are regulated to fly in the sky. They don't blink like that. But for it to be a drone, they don't have to blink the way that a airplane's light to blink. As long as the lights are visible, they can blink and strobe the way they want to strobe. Because I have a drone for doing videos, and that's exactly what that looks like. Because that green is really prominent, and that battery low red screams battery operated. But I could be wrong.
Did they break the law?
What? They're working in our country. They're paying taxes. They're not breaking laws.
This is not that hard. When they entered the country illegally by not going through the normal process, is that illegal? Yes or no?
I'm not saying they entered illegally. They may have had a work visa when they were here. They may have been invited in by a company and then decided to stay.
What about the people we know that are here illegally? You're being stubborn. Now, let's be honest.
Not at all. Not at all.
You do admit there are people that enter this country illegally.
Some people enter this country to
illegally
work, and people hire them.
Is that illegal?
It may be frowned upon, but I would say they're undocumented. Undocumented.
You know what? No wonder. This is the party of it all. All depends on the meaning of the word is, Tommy. I can't handle this. It's obviously illegal. The thing that bothers me, Tommy, that mayor is putting law enforcement lives in jeopardy by giving them a heads up.
How?
Sean, not only law enforcement lives, but American lives. Residents of Oakland, their lives are on the line. They talk about, the Democrats talk time and time again about they don't want to break up families. Well, I would ask them, what about the families of Kate Steinle and Jamil Shaw II, killed by illegal immigrants? What about those families? Do those families matter? You're putting a lot of lives on the line. And this mayor, if one of those illegal immigrants then goes out and harms someone or, God forbid, kills someone, she has blood on her hands, so I hope she sleeps well at night.
Kathy, answer Tommy.
Crime has gone down. Violent crime has gone down thanks to this mayor.
Answer the question about Kate Steinle.
Well, there are so many people who have died at the hands of non-Hispanic white men in this country.
Okay.
So let's deport all white men.
Okay.
I mean,
would Kate Steinle be alive?
She just took the conversation straight from the illegals to white men. And to see this is very interesting. Very interesting to see a white lady blame white men. Or is she white? Is she Hispanic or something? Because why did she go straight for the white man?
If there wasn't an illegal immigrant that we knew was in the country and could have...
Would millions of people be alive if we didn't have white men that were committing these mass murders in this country?
Tommy,
so let's deport men. Let's deport men.
Did y'all hear that? What?
Tommy.
Wait. Illegal immigrants have no legal right to be here. And now you're changing the argument that we should deport white men, white American men, because they commit crimes. Let's talk about this. Illegal immigrants have no legal right to be here. They have no legal right to be here. They've already broken the law.
They're contributing to their communities. They pay taxes, they're contributing to the community.
What happens when one of these individuals doesn't contribute to their community? What happens if they harm or kill someone?
There's always a bad apple in a group. There's always a bad apple. So let's get...
There's always a bad apple. Okay, one bad apple spoils the whole bunch, right? That's quite literally the phrase. By your own logic, ma'am, we would have to throw them all out. We would have to take them back to their country of origin. That is quite literally what you just said. A few bad apples. Good grief. I don't like saying people are mentally broken. I don't like insulting people's intelligence. And I hate this phrase, but there's some truth to it. Liberalism is a mental disease. And what that really means is left-leaning thinking is a mental disease. It can be used for a good purpose. I've seen it used for a good purpose on multiple occasions. But for the majority of people who use leftist talking points, particularly rich white liberals, they are fundamentally incapable of understanding that there is a massive problem going on outside of their ivory towers. Remember, rich white liberals live in the uptown areas where crime can't get to them. They live in their gated communities where crime can't get to them. They live in their secluded little areas, even in suburbia, where crime can't get to them. They don't live in the slums. They don't live in the harder parts of town. They don't see the issues. And because they think they're being nice by letting all these illegal immigrants flood.
And this is exactly why no one that is rich and never been through anything should have any place in any type of politics. They should probably have a place in being a business or financial advisor, because you have mastered that. But people who have been through the struggle and know what the city needs and the inner city, those are the people who needs to be in politics. That's just the way it needs to be. That's just my opinion, though.
Our border. Some people are fleeing because America is a better place. It's that simple. America is more often than not better than a lot of Latin America. A lot of Latin America is improving. I am grateful for Milei and I can never pronounce his name in El Salvador. So you have Argentina, which is on the mend. You have Colombia on the mend. El Salvador is getting themselves out of a problem. Costa Rica is still a prosperous country. You have growth happening in these nations. But you have a huge problem in a country like Venezuela, and there's still problems in Nicaragua. And in Venezuela, the rumor was about 8 months ago that they were opening up their prisons and sending people to the United States, saying, nope, we're not going to house you anymore, go north, they won't catch you. People in ivory towers would have said, this is impossible. This isn't happening. Well, we now have evidence that it does. All you got to do is look up Aurora, Colorado in the news. I can guarantee the first thing that'll pop up is Venezuelan gangs are controlling entire apartment complexes. It's happening in broad daylight. This isn't the tattoo a number on a kid and ship him over the border and make sure the cartel gets their cut of the money, which is happening, by the way. And under the Biden and Harris administration, they've lost track of hundreds of thousands of children who have crossed the border illegally. They processed them, but they're claiming asylum, so they stay over here, and now they've lost track of them. This is the utter brilliance and ability of a Democrat-run executive branch. Folks, Democrats have long said Republicans can't govern. No. Republicans can't legislate, all right, because we can't agree on anything. We have too wide...
Those are facts. Republicans have never been able to agree on nothing.
...of a spectrum of our ideals. Because now the Republican Party is that middle centrist to upper right quadrant of the political spectrum. Democrats are in the upper center down to the libertarian left. But they will come together on policy because they're held together by leftist ideals, which means you stray from the path, you get pushed away. You don't get to come back. And they'll find someone who will toe the line. Republicans don't think like that. And so, Republicans can look at a problem logically and have a debate over it. Whereas the left will try to blame power structures. They will try to blame anything other than themselves, their incompetence, or the fact that maybe, just maybe, people who illegally cross the border need to be dealt with as such. I want America to be a strong, secure nation where people would love to come in and work in the United States, grow the economy, make sure our population doesn't collapse. I'd be perfectly fine with that. But it has to be legal. It has to be monitored. And we're currently seeing what happens when it is legal and monitored under Democrat rule. You see it in Springfield, where about at least 15,000 Haitian immigrants who are refugees are technically here legally, flooded a single town, and many of which are good people. Many of which go to church, who work good jobs, but there's also many of which who don't know how to drive, refuse to learn, refuse to get licenses, and guess what? Still practice voodoo, which includes the occasional sacrifice of cats, which is where this story comes from. And the liberals, or at least the leftists in this case, I don't like using the word liberal, the leftists can't admit this at any level because it means that their worldview would be broken in an instant. And so they can't have that. They can't have the truth get away of their narrative. And so they'll deny, or deflect. The two greatest weapons in the Democrat arsenal, denying and deflecting, which is exactly what's going on here. And I'm glad we have people like Tommy Lauren and Sean Hannity calling them out for this absolute mental ridiculousness. This is not logical. This is a problem. and it has to be dealt with properly. And they did so in this wonderful little clip.
And with that being said, by that ideology, liberals do that. It's kind of low-key insanity, to be honest with you, to constantly deflect and gaslight a people. That's insane. And people that follow them gotta be insane.
He did it for his mother, according to his manifesto. She suffered from nerve neuropathy ever since the age of 31. He watched her suffer. He says that all her claims were delayed and denied, but that it is the foundation of this country. He said that on a good day, it felt like his mother's legs were immersed in ice. On a bad day, it felt like his mother's legs were clamped in a machine shop vise, screwed down to where the crank stopped turning, then tightened further down until her bones splintered. She had more bad days than good and crawled to the bathroom on her hands and knees. United Healthcare limited specialist consultations to twice per year. They refused to cover advanced imagery. They kept changing the procedures. First, his mom was told to fax the notes. Then they said they needed a hard copy so it could be mailed. With every delay, his anger surged. He doesn't blame the doctors or the nurses. He blames United Healthcare.
It make you look at it a whole different way, bro. Because Big Pharma, man, has always been the pinnacle in most of the deaths in this country. And it's not even a secret. They've been getting sued and they've been receiving backlash for I don't know how long. And it's crazy because he went straight to the man running the show. He did it for his mom, but then, man, it speaks volumes. Because not only he did it for his mom, he did it for everybody else who had to depend on these people. But what domino effect does this create? Because that happened, will they make the people who depend on their insurance suffer, or will they get better? I don't know how to feel. Am I glad that somebody's life was lost? No. But am I glad somebody took a stand? Hell yeah. So I'm having mixed feelings, bro. I don't really know how to feel, man.
What is going on in New Jersey?
So, sir, the FBI and our Newark field office, along with the state and local partners there, the Bureau is actively investigating the situation you mentioned, just the unexplained sighting of drone activity over that part of New Jersey, including proximity to sensitive sites and areas of concern. So we do not attribute that to an individual or a group yet. We're investigating, but I don't have an answer of who's responsible for that, of one or more people that are responsible for those drone flights. But we're actively investigating. What the Bureau has done to aid our state and local partners is what we generally do, enlist the help of the interagency, enlist the help of the public. There's a tip line there, that 1-800-CALL FBI, tips.fbi, for information from the public that could help us resolve this. It is concerning.
Is the public at risk? Is public safety at risk? Are we concerned that there are nefarious intentions that could cause either national security or a public safety incident that would put Americans at risk?
There's nothing that is known that would lead me to say that, but we just don't know, and that's the concerning part.
Bro, this is clearly propaganda, man. Because they all are way too calm. Like, why has nobody blown them shits out the sky? Why? What's the hesitation? I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. And I've even seen a video of them chasing or shooting at a so-called UFO, and no bullet even hit it. You know why no bullet even hit it? Because it wasn't real. It wasn't freaking real. Y'all just don't realize how much the G word will play with our minds to get a point across, or to make something happen, or to create a new law. You just don't believe it. You don't believe that your G word would even be up to these things. And that's why the rest of us that know that this is bull crap are suffering, because y'all won't wake up.
All right, people, closely watch this. He's using a telescope. Take a look. He puts it
Yep, as he puts it together, he's going to zoom in on what looks to be, I believe it's the moon. Yes, the moon. So he's looking at the moon. He pulls in. He's able to focus in. Obviously, he's got a very, very high telescopic lens on. And what do you see? Oh, there's a red light, and looks like there's something literally flying around a red light. It could be a tower, or it could be a craft. Actually, it seems to be going in a circular pattern, stopping. That actually looks like some type of a controlled craft. And of course, this is zooming in onto the moon, which everyone says there's nothing going on there, but obviously, clearly, there's structures, and obviously this is for entertainment purposes, but we all know there's a whole bunch of stuff on that other side, and that's why we don't hang out in the moon.
And that's why nobody has ever been to the moon.
Yeah.
Damn.
Su madre, tú. Oye, tú, pues, ¿de qué madre se está hecho ese hombre? Tanto putazo.
Hey, look, that new border czar that Trump appointed, man, y'all think that's something? Imagine how it's gonna be once he get in there and start fully operating, bro. Just imagine.
This is MH370, the missing Malaysian Airlines. And watch as the 3 UFOs that in perfect triangular formation come right around MH370 and zoom right here. Here, there's the second one. And here the third UFO comes in. And then you'll watch as then, of course, using this etheric energy, the 0-point technologies, make the craft disappear. And so the United States government is responsible for this. Watch as then the airliner disappears. Right here. Look, right after this cloud. Watch. This is an unbelievable video, and it's been confirmed. This is a 10-year-old video, by the way. There we go. Disappears. And that aircraft, of course, gone.
And y'all know I had this video on another video, and I said that I couldn't even explain that. They said that it was some UFO, unidentified objects, flying around this plane. It's weird though. Why would they want to make a plane disappear? Especially if it was full of passengers. I wonder if that was full of passengers.
You guys, I just caught another one. Look, right there. There he is. We're in Central Jersey. It's 7:30. There he is. They're flying right there. Them drones are right. There's another one right there. Hold up. I'm about to show you guys right there. Yo, I am literally in the parking lot of Whole Foods. And they're just look. Oh, man, hold on. Yeah, right there. Let's see if we can zoom in, man. Right there. There's another one. Right there, I don't know.
Now, that is clearly a plane. That is clearly a plane right there.
If you guys see it right there, those are the drones. Holy, there's another one. Right there, you see it? You guys see it? Oh, right there, bro. Oh, my.
All right, y'all, listen. I'm at work right now, bro. I'm trying my best to give y'all a little bit of everything so y'all can see and understand that what I'm telling you, bros, can't be any type of lies, right? Let me zoom out. This is the #1 proof, and there is many more proof that we all are living in hell. Check this out, right? Now, we all know this symbol right here, right? I'll do like this. And I'll do this. That's the $sign, right? It's a $sign. Okay? Now, if you look carefully, right, you're going to see the serpent. This is the serpent on a tree. You see that? That's the serpent wraps around a tree. This is the reason why money is the root of the evil. devil. Again, that's the serpent, bro. Wraps around the tree. And that's the dollar sign. We know it as a dollar sign. But that's a serpent wrapping around the tree. This is why we kill each other over this. This is the symbol of the devils. This is the reason why. Bro, like I said, bro, it is so much proof, fam. If you turn it this way, right? Look, if you do like this, you get the infinity, number 8, right? This is also the hourglass. This is how hourglass looks. You put the sign up here, and then it comes down here. Because this is time. Bro, everything is in here. Everything we know is in this. Everything. Because it's the power of the serpent. This is the rod that Moses had. This the stick right here. You remember the stick? And you remember it turned into a snake. Everything is in here, fam. So this is telling you that you live in the world of the devil, because that's a sign. This is a sine wave. It's a sine wave. Listen, it's a sine wave. Look, it's a sine wave. You put a line like that, you get a sine wave, because it goes back up again. We even use this in music, bro. In music, they're gonna tell you, bro, I'm not making it up. So if you like this, use it in an EQ, in an equalizer. That's why they say the devil was good at music, fam. Because look, you got 0 right there, right? And if you're trying to boost something, look, you boost it like this. You're gonna see it. And if you want to cut something, you cut it like this. This is higher in dB, in decibels. When you go up, you boost in higher frequency. When you go down, you cut in lower frequency. Bro, we are living in the world of the devil, fam. And this is the reason why
But he ain't saying nothing we ain't already know or talked about. We've been known that the so-called devil inherited Earth, and we've been tested ever since. But you're human. There's no way you're going to live righteously every day. The only thing you could do is try to live as righteously as possible. But at some point, you're going to commit some type of sin. That's just what it is. That's what life is all about. You were never meant to be perfect. So he's not saying he's not wrong, but this is all known knowledge.
Must get out of hell. It is important, fam, that you get out of hell. And
that's why when he was talking about the sound waves, those are frequencies. This is why you have to raise your vibrations to a higher frequency, because when you lower them, then you're vibrating low and you're allowing things that are on that same frequency to inhabit your vessel. And this is why you have to learn how to vibrate high. You may not be able to vibrate so high to where you ascend, but you can vibrate just high enough to where when you walk in the room, people can feel your presence and it changes their mood, or it makes them want to leave because you vibrate so high, and low frequency beings can't be around that. So yes, all of that has something to do with sound frequency vibration. The serpent has something to do with the spine and the kundalini spirit, and how the spine actually looks like an actual serpent standing up on his tail, right? Like a cobra. And that's what they use to represent the pineal gland and the spine in ancient Egypt. That's why they had the serpent on their hats, on their headwears, headdress, or whatever you want to call it. So this is all known knowledge. This is not nothing new. So, maybe he's just running or just learning the knowledge. I get it. But nothing he said was wrong.
Go to heaven. Because again, look, I'm going to show you. This is also the shapeshifter. Because look, if I do something like this, right? If I draw a line like this, right? And then I do this, watch. And I do like this, right? It looks like that, right? But if you take this half and close it like this, it becomes a circle. It becomes this. Because look, you take this half and you close it up, it becomes a circle. And this circle is also the garden of, this is the tree of good and evil, bro. Remember I told you in my other old videos This is
Yes, the universe is all based on duality. The Bible is based on duality. That's why good and evil exist. Evil has to exist so good can exist. Just think about it. If there was no good and only evil, then how would we know to do the right thing or do the opposite? We would only know evil. There is one force, and that's what he's drawing. There's one force, and I've talked about it on the channel. There is one force in this universe, and it can be used for good or it can be used for evil. There is a line drawn in between it. You can choose what you want to choose. It's that simple.
heaven. This is hell.
And it's all energy, because heaven is a state of mind just like hell is a state of mind. If you're vibrating high and you're vibrating at a high frequency and you just bliss and you're just enjoying the small things of life, we would call that living and experiencing heaven. But if you're going through turmoil and you're vibrating low and you're just always on negative things and your mind is always in a negative space, then you are experiencing hell, my friend. I've said this 1,000 times. He explaining it differently, but it's the same thing.
Like I said, I want to make, I'm still trying to, in my head, I need to make something perfect for you guys. Y'all could understand, bro, we're living in hell, bro. And you must get out and go to heaven. You must go, because we're living down here. We are in the underworld. This is the underworld. This is what we know as the universe. We live under here. We live down here, and then right here you got the Milky Way. Then you got the planets all lined up, 7 planets, and that's the gate of hell. This is how we came down in the. This is the gates of hell. The gates of hell is a 7. It's a 7 ladder step, bro. The 7 steps. This is also Jacob's ladder. You gotta climb out of here and go back to heaven.
But Jacob's ladder is symbolic to you ascending to a higher frequency, because of the only way anything can survive in outside of this planet in that universe is if you ascend higher. If you can separate the spirit from the vessel. The only way you can do that is once you reach that high level of consciousness and energy. Once you reach that high level of frequency, you can ascend anywhere you want. This is why they had stargates and stuff like that, because in ancient times they were doing this. They were vibrating so high that they can ascend the matter, because this is all matter. They can ascend the matter to a whole nother dimension. This stuff is real, man. Like, you think that when you dream and you dream about being somewhere else you've never seen before, you don't think that's real? Oh, that's real. But guess what? That's why it's so bleak in the dream, and it doesn't feel, it feels real, but you can't vividly see it. That's because there's a tether. You have tethers to these different dimensions, but you're vibrating so low here that you don't remember how to get to them. This is why I urge people, whether you're Christian or not, learn to get in tune with nature. And when I say nature, not just the trees and animals and stuff. I'm talking about nature, the cosmic nature. Get in tune with cosmic nature. It'll change your life, man.
God. This is G. That's what the G stand for in Freemasonry. Bro, the letter G in the alphabet.
It actually stands for the great architect, but that's neither here nor there.
Alphabet is the 7th letter. I could go on for days, bro. Give me some time. Just please give me some time. I'm going to work it out for y'all. I'm going to show y'all, bro. For real, for real.
Well, I'm going to say this and I'm going to leave it here. That young man has definitely ascended, because that's when you start connecting the dots and things starting to make sense. I've been there. I've had that realization in my life. We all look at it differently because we all are experiencing our different realities in the same reality. We all share a common reality, but all our realities are different. This is why we think different, even though we are standing right next to each other and we see the same things. This is why we interpret things differently from one another. It doesn't mean that I'm not supposed to like you because you think different from me. It just means that your reality on how you see things is different from mine. And I can't be mad at you because you see things different from me. But people will get mad at you because you don't see things the way that they see it. And this is why I don't conform to a religion, because people that are religious, well, not all people, but radical Christians, not all Christians, but radical Christians will say that you're going to hell because you don't follow the God that they follow, or you don't read the Bible, or you don't go to church. And that's wrong to say that, because even your God tells you not to judge. He tells you that. So this is why I don't get into it. And if you do the etymology on the word religion, religion means to bind, B-I-N-D. Bind yourself to something. And you're binding yourself to a ideology. And I would never do that. I would never do that because I'm an omnist. But I do believe that all religion has some truth to it, because they all started with similar premises. And a lot of you may disagree with me. That's fine, because your reality is different from mine. But I don't hate you because you disagree with me. That may be true for you. It's not true for me. And just because it's not true for me, don't mean that we can't coexist in the same reality. I think we just need to get away from that part. And with this alien stuff, I think they have played enough in our faces, and it's time for us to say something, and we need to speak out about it. Somebody needs to speak out about it. Somebody with some great influence, right? Because there are a lot of channels around here that is pushing that narrative that these aliens are a real thing. And we know that it ain't. We know that it's the G word playing in our face. They're distracting us from something. And we will soon find out what that is come 2025, because you will no longer hear about these UFOs or UAPs. I guarantee you. But hey, I can rant, but I won't. And with that being said, do what you will with that information. And hey, if you like what you saw, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on that notification bell so you know when I upload. Get in the description and follow all of my social medias, man. And remember, challenge the argument and not the person. And if you want to see more dope videos, click on my last one.